Hello, everybody. Today we talk about the marriage law in Western country. I think when we talk about a lot of the Western civilization, we feel sometimes we were lucky. We feel lucky and even grateful for the civilization which the West has created during these 300 to 500 years, you know, because the civilization has developed very fast during this 500 years, and the humans fate and the humans welfare has largely depended on the Western civilization. But I found there is one thing that undermines the Western civilization is gender disparity or gender discrimination. I'm not mentioning about women disrespected or women are discriminated. I'm talking about the men in nowadays Western countries are discriminated. Why? Let's talk about first about the marriage law. Okay, it is very weird that and very unfair in Western countries that when a couple divorce, the children are usually, the children's custody are usually given to the mom instead of father. Actually, it's father who produce in most cases. I think more than 60% to 80% cases, father has given the material support, financial support to the child. So according to the principle of being let the children be beneficial from the finance or from the marriage law, it should be emphasized on the benefit of the children, and children should be living in a family which can provide him more benefits, okay, more possibility of growing better, right? But in Western countries, in the USA, in France, or in most Western countries, the children's custody is usually given to the mom. This is unfair. I think most fair principle should be like this. The kids' custody should be given both equally. That means, for example, the child is 9 years old, okay, till he is 18 years old, becoming adult. There are 9 years, so 4 years or 5 years, the custody should be given to the mother, and 4 years to 5 years should be given to the father. Okay, some people will argue that that's not good for the development of the children. But I'm asking you one question. Okay, first question: does the father has a right to educate, to be together with his child? Isn't he a human being? He cannot have the right to be together with his child? It's absurd. So the man, the husband, has a right to be together with his children, right? And secondly, from the viewpoint of the children's benefits, okay, we know that children also will miss father if the couple divorce, okay? Yeah, this is very normal. Sometimes some father spend more time on children than the mother, and the statistics show that the children living in the single father behave better than those who live with single mother when after they grown up. So a lot of as for the criminal rate, as for the from the point of the criminal rate, from the point of the viewpoint of the other negative behavior, okay, those who live in the together with the father, single father, behaved much better than the single mother. The best one we know that is children who are raised by both parents and both parents living together, okay. The second is those live with single father. The worst 80%, I remember 80% of the raping cases, yes, is cases are done by the people whose childhood was in a single mother's home. You can see. So I think even from the point of view of the reason child, man is not bad. I mean, even better than women. Okay. According to the present Western law, the marriage court is always okay in favor of the women. Okay, this is unfair. They just treat the man as if they were not a human being. You can also understand that they treat men as aboriginal man. Do you know? In the ancient time, in the prehistorical time, the men are the children are always staying with women, right? Because the people could not distinguish whose son the father of they could not identify the father of the children, right? Sometimes they can distinguish from their appearance. This may be possible, okay? I think that's now modern law of the marriage court is treating men like aboriginal men, okay? You cannot have the right of having child. You cannot have the right to educate child. You cannot have the right to stay with a child. So, from the point of view of the fair, I think the marriage law should be changed. First, change the custody rights. Should be given to both sides. Okay, for example, 1 year or 2 years, the child will stay with father. 1 year or 2 years staying with mother. Okay, some people will argue, okay, if this so the child will be very uncomfortable for you can go in there and he will miss his father. And then I ask you a question, so the child missing his father is nothing? Is the child missing his father is nothing? Is nothing important? Only missing mother is important? So you are treating the man like not a human being. The law is treating men like not human being. They don't have the rights to educate, to love, to staying with the child, and they even ignore the child missing father. Okay, only mother is important. That is very unfair and very, I think it's backward and outdated law. Should be changed. The modern civilization is based on the fundamental equality between men and women. Okay, so everybody should be regarded as independently equal to another person, no matter he or she is a man or a woman, right? Okay, second, we talk about the alimony. I think in Western culture and the law, the alimony is very absurd, okay? Yeah, I hear in the USA, in some states, if you marry 10 years, so the man or the person who earn more must give the person who earn less the alimony. Usually, it's in favor of the women. I mean, usually most cases, 70% of the cases, men earn more. So men must give the women, women, especially the wife who haven't worked, who don't work, money. Okay, yeah, and the children of the both parties were deprived from the man. The child are taken away from the man, and the man must give the money to the women. Okay, if he has been married the woman for 10 years, he must give the alimony for 10 years. That's very, very absurd. This law has deprived the freedom of human being. We in the East, we admire the Western civilization, especially the freedom of speech, freedom of establishing a party or rule of law. But this the marriage law of the Western countries, marriage law is really undermining the civilization of the personal freedom. Why? I tell you why. Because living with another person is your basic fundamental freedom. I'd like to live with this woman. She'd like to live with me. We don't owe each other anything. When we married or when we live together, we enjoy the sex. We enjoy the happiness of the family or living together. The men don't owe women. Women don't owe the men. Right? Okay, raising child is another thing. So okay, if they divorce, then the child should be raised by both parties, both sides, okay, equally. Right? But men don't have the responsibility for the future of the women. We live together, we enjoy together. You want to live with me, I want to live with you. I give you money if I want. You give me money if you want. Nobody force you. An explanation from the government is that, okay, women sacrifice their time. Okay, the women sacrifice their time living with a man, and they may lose the chance of the lose the experience of working experience. Who the fuck? I force you to do so. Men haven't asked you to sacrifice for them. This is all your choice, okay? In most cases, the women don't go to work because they are low educated or they are lazy. Nowadays, raising child, so-called staying at home, being a housewife is quite different from the ancient time. In the ancient time, in China or in Japan or in some other European country, staying at home, being a housewife means that you stay with the children and you educate children sometimes. And the children don't go to school in the ancient time. Yeah, the children didn't go to school. Okay, they stay with mother. The mother take care of the children. And at that time, there's no method. No condom to use. So women bear one child after another, sometimes 5 or even 10 children. So the women stay with children, taking care of the children and do all kinds of the housework. Yes, this is kind of work. This is kind of a job. Yeah, you can see that women have sacrificed a lot. But now, who stay with who stay with children? Okay, children most of the time from the morning till the evening, stay afternoon at least. Okay, late in the afternoon, they stay in school. Right? Then the society, the country, okay, educated the children, not the women, not the wife. In most cases, okay. And in the evening when children come back, the husband can also come back. Sometimes the husband also educates the child. Not only the wives, okay. So children stay with in the school, okay. Who gives the money to school? Who supports the school? The taxpayers. Who are the taxpayers? Okay, women and men and men, mostly men, contribute a lot and pay the tax to the government, and the government runs the school, the public school. Okay, if it's a private school, the housewife cannot pay for the private school. Okay, the husband pays. The husband work hard to pay for the education of the children. The women stay at home. The housewife staying at home, enjoy life. Okay, they do some housework, but most probably they with the help of the machine, for example, the washing machine, they use the washing machine. They use the robots sometimes even now. For example, the sweeping floor robots. Yeah, in some rich families, the women use the man's money to hire a person, to hire a waitress or a servant or somebody who work for them to do the housework. So you see, all the money, nearly all the money, has been paid by the husband if if he marry a housewife. But then, when they divorce, the man must pay half of the money, or even more than half the money of, his property was taken by the woman, or taken by the woman, by the wives. And children are deprived from father. Father are deprived of the children, of staying with their children. Even half the time they cannot get, all given to the women. What kind of the human rights do you have, your Western? That's why the Islamic world, the man in the Islamic world, laugh at the Western man. You are so poor, especially the common man. For the rich people in Western country, maybe better. They have money to enjoy women. Okay, I think this is a trap of the Western government, because the government, the countries, the Western countries are controlled by the so-called elite, right? They make laws, they make rules to persecute the common man. And the women and the men, now 60%, more than 60% of the men in USA are single. They refuse to marry. They refuse to be robbed by women. Who robbed the men? Okay, women. Why can women do that? Because the government are helping them. Who rules the government? Who controls the government? So-called elite men. So the minority of the men, so-called elite, controls the country. They, together with women, rob the common man. That's the truth. When divorce, the marrying, women like marry, like they like divorce. 70% of divorce is initiated by the women. Among those who have been to the university, the women, nearly 100% of them leave their family, leave their husband. They initiate divorce. This is a nowadays situation in the USA. Marriage become a business for women because the government helping them to do so. How happy they are. They don't care about the children. They don't care about men. They love they may have some compassion for children, for their parents, for their friends, for their dogs, but they don't have any compassion for their men, for their husbands. This is the case. Okay? Do men have the responsibility? You live with me. A woman live with a man. Okay? To her own accord. She likes it. She's willing to do so. I'm willing to do so. Okay? Man willing to do so. So we live together. When we live together, I give her money. Okay? Because I'm willing to do so. Men are willing to do so. But when they divorce, there's no relation between them. Okay? Then who the fuck must I pay for the women? Alimony, a lot of alimony, my God. And children are taken away. This is the case. Okay? This is unfair. Very much unfair. Man, wake up. Western man, wake up. You are loved. You are loved. Yeah. You are laughed at by the Eastern man, by the Islamic, Arabian man, Islamic man. They are laughing at you. Why are you submitted to so-called elite politics, elite politician? Disgusting. You are so poor. Try to change it. Try to protest. Try to strike. Man on strike. You must change this. They are undermining these laws, and these elites are undermining the Western civilization. You created everything. You created modern civilization. You created all kinds of the invention. Why must be controlled by them, by the women? You are not asking for, maltreating women. You are just asking for equality. But now you are maltreated. And you treated by the women, by the society, by your government. Change it. You must have this. Otherwise, your civilization, 1/3 to half of your Western civilization is being ruined by the marriage law and marriage court, including cohabitation court or law. Bye-bye.